Hey guys, it's Jackeltron here. Here's a little backstory. I go to school. It's dreadful, thanks for asking. I have 7 different classes, one of them being gifted. In gifted, we were given this project called Genius Hour. It was a project where we could do anything we want, but it had to start with a question. As some of you guys know, I have an interest in computers, so I decided to do what's inside a computer. It sucks how my classmates will not see this project because the coronavirus has officially ruined everything. But I guess if my classmates know my YouTube channel, they could still see it. Okay, on to the project. We're very professional here. Pause. The part where it says after spring break there are no more days off. I find it kind of ironic that they close school for the rest of the year because of the coronavirus. So it turns out that line in real life is actually the complete opposite. To my friends and classmates, see ya in August. Hello classmates, I am Jack from your 6th hour. If you don't know who I am, no wonder we haven't become friends. This is my Genius Hour project, and I'm wondering, and Mrs. is wondering, and you're probably not wondering, what's inside a computer. For my project, we're going to open up the HP Pavilion 6735 from the year 2000. I don't want to do this one either, it was the best I could get. I would have rather opened this bad boy. Shout out to my grandparents. Without them, I wouldn't be here, and I wouldn't be to this point of the video. This computer has a 15GB hard drive, has 2 USB ports, and runs an old version of Windows known as Windows Me or Windows Millennium Edition. About the hard drive. As I said, it only has 15GB. Think of it this way. Compare it to a 1TB or 1000GB PS4 Pro or Xbox One X. This computer's hard drive is 0.015% of that. We aren't going to do a laptop because it's basically the same setup crammed down into a baby. Now let's get inside to the computer. We're not going to open it like this.
We have technology!
It didn't work.
Sorry, I got bored. How we are really going to open it is by unscrewing the 3 screws on the back using an electric screwdriver and opening up the base. Everything is on the left side of the computer because the right side isn't that attractive. Don't worry, I've signed up the right side of the computer for online dating. It's going on a date this Saturday. When we first lift up the base, we see a few things. We see the power supply, which is responsible for powering everything on, and if you don't have a power supply, then RIP. Every other device we will talk about has a connector to connect to the power supply. Next, we have the CD drive, and if you want to watch your random Blu-ray copy of the Angry Birds movie, then good luck with that. Heck, this thing can't even play your DVD of the Angry Birds movie that came with the Blu-ray copy. Right below the CD drive, which can't do anything but play those cheap music thingamabobs. Shrek 2 Party CD. Never mind, the CD drive sucks. Oh well, the speakers didn't work with the computer anyway, but do you want to know what it has to connect? An auxiliary port. Right below the CD drive, which can't do anything but play those cheap music thingamabobs and act like they aren't there, we have the floppy disk drive. Now, most of you have probably never heard of floppy disks. The only floppy drive I have is AOL. Floppy disks were a type of storage device, like USB flash drives, an external hard drive, or all the space this video is taking on my Google Drive. It was another one of those devices where you could put files on it. Never mind, the floppy disk drive also sucks. Oh well, getting online wouldn't matter anyway. Why can't this Ethernet cable fit? Below the ancient Google Drive dinosaur that won't get you online in 2020, we have the hard drive, which is pretty much the second most important thing. First, the power supply. And no, it's not the external hard drive. This thing is where literally everything is stored, including all files and documents. Like my wallpaper. All the games of Mahjong that make me feel really old when I play them. And even Windows Me as well. On Windows Me. No, on Windows Me. It's called Windows Me, not Windows U. I could say the same thing. Well, that is all we see, but there is still more below this. You can see here that there is green behind everything. This is the motherboard. Everything connects here to make it all work together. I'm going to try to remove the CD drive, the floppy drive, and the power supply to try to get a closer look at the motherboard. Wish me luck. If anything goes wrong, this computer is not gonna live.
Several days later.
Okay, so change of plans. It turns out that if you actually unscrew the right side of the computer, it gives you a clear view of the motherboard. So I just ended up wasting my time unscrewing all of these. But that also means something else. I gotta cancel that date. I'm not gonna go over the entire motherboard, but just the important parts. This is the CPU cooler. It cools the CPU. I mean, it can't get more obvious than that. When I unscrew the CPU cooler, we see this group of small walls. Under these walls is the CPU itself. I'll explain the CPU in a minute, but between the walls and the CPU itself, there's this lock that's really hard to get off, so unfortunately we can't get to the CPU. But luckily my friend Daxa09 found some pictures of the CPU that's inside of the computer. I blame this label. That's right, we still don't know what a CPU is. The CPU, or the Central Processing Unit, or simply processor for short, is the main chip in a computer responsible for carrying all the tasks. It's responsible for telling all the components what to do, according to the instructions it is given by the programs or the software. Say for example, the school Chromebooks. Its processor is the Intel Celeron 3205U. Did someone say celery? I'm so sorry. In a ranking from laptopmedia.com ranking the top processors for laptops, the 3205U got ranked 228th. I mean, it can't be that bad. I mean, there's got to be a lot of processors, right? Out of 257. This is the area where all the components on the back are. They are part of the motherboard. Right here is where the RAM sticks, or simply RAM, go. RAM is the memory in the computer that stores programs and their data. Over here where my finger is pointing, because I'm not very descriptive, we have these slots. These slots are called PCI slots. As you can see here, one of them is filled so my grandparents can connect to the internet and their modem. You could also put graphics cards in here, which I tried to get one, so instead of using that monitor I could have just used my capture card, but my mom wouldn't let me. Some modern motherboards have what's called PCIe slots, which is almost the same thing, but it's slightly bigger. Some PCIe slots can be smaller too. So if you want to put in your $500 GeForce in a machine like this, then good luck with that. Those are all the main highlights of the motherboard, so I'm gonna end it here. Enjoy these cringe credits! So I actually put the computer back together, and the thing is that after a few tries, there are actually a few different results. Sometimes, if you press the power button on and the green power light does not come on, it will not show image at all. Like, that's at first, the first try, I tried doing this with the monitor, and it just wouldn't show the picture, so I switched over to the TV. But if I turn it back down and try a few more times again, if the green light does turn on, as you can see the green light here is on, it'll actually show picture like it's doing right now, and it'll work perfectly fine. So it lives when it wants to and it dies when it wants to. Now get out of my house. Okay, that was kind of stupid. Goodbye.